Before we begin, a brief disclaimer. This video explores the figure of Metatron from a historical and spiritual perspective. Our goal isn't to promote any specific doctrine or belief, but rather to invite reflection and a deeper understanding. Who is Metatron, the one known as the guardian of the presence? His name, whispered in ancient texts, exists somewhere between mystery and divinity. Some traditions speak of him as Enoch, the man who walked with God and was taken into heaven. Others describe him as the celestial scribe, the meticulous recorder of all that has ever been or ever will be. But beyond the myths and the many names, Metatron represents something profound, the bridge between the infinite and the finite, between the pure light of creation and human consciousness itself. For centuries, scholars and mystics have grappled with a central question: how can there be one so close to the divine, yet distinct from it? The Talmud speaks of him with a certain caution, while the mystical book of 3 Enoch calls him the lesser YHWH. This isn't meant to imply he's another god, but rather a perfect reflection of divine will, a messenger who carries the very resonance of creation. It's said that Metatron sits beside the throne of glory, not in a position of authority, but in humble service. He is the voice that echoes what is simply too vast for human ears to hear directly. If God is the eternal silence, then Metatron is the whisper that makes that silence known. In the Jewish mystical tradition, he is known as Sar HaPanimtha, Prince of the Presence. It is said that his light fills the heavens and that he guards the sacred passage between the worlds we see and those that remain unseen. His task is not to rule, but to record. He inscribes the thoughts of the just, remembers the prayers that rise like sparks from human hearts. He works tirelessly to maintain the delicate harmony between divine justice and divine mercy. Many ancient texts directly link him to the figure of Enoch, mortal man, who, through his righteousness and wisdom, ascended to the higher realms. In this extraordinary transformation, humanity meets transcendence. The man became the messenger, the observer became the witness of eternity. And perhaps that is the secret hidden within this ancient story, that every single human being carries within them a fragment of Metatron's light. It's the part of us that constantly seeks truth, order, and a deeper meaning beyond the chaos of daily life. The name Metatron itself is shrouded in mystery with no clear origin. Some scholars believe it means the one beside the throne, signifying his unique position. Others hear echoes of the Greek phrase Metathronos, which translates to beyond the throne. But whatever its true root, the message remains consistent. He stands at the threshold, the very boundary between what is known and what cannot be spoken. He is not an idol, nor a rival to God, but a symbol of the divine intellect that watches over, remembers, and records everything. In Kabbalah, Metatron is closely associated with Keter, the crown of the tree of life. This is the very first emanation, the point where infinite formless light begins to take shape. It is through him that the current of divine consciousness flows the cosmic pattern that sustains all of creation and guides every soul toward its ultimate purpose. To meditate upon Metatron, then, is not to imagine a being of wings and fire, but to listen to that silent witness that exists within each of us. It is the part of our consciousness that knows, beyond all doubt, that we are seen, that we are known, and that our story is written in the great book of existence. When the mystics of old spoke of the book of life, they often imagined Metatron as its keeper. He is the one who inscribes every action, every moment, and every single breath. This isn't for the purpose of punishment or reward, but as a record of meaning, proof that absolutely nothing in creation is ever forgotten or lost. Every act of kindness, every shed tear of sorrow, every hidden prayer becomes a word written in pure light within this eternal record. Perhaps this is why some traditions have called him the voice of remembrance. Through him, the universe itself becomes conscious of all that it holds. And so when we act with love, when we choose to forgive, when we pick the path of light over the shadow, it is said that Metatron's pen moves, recording that very moment as a vital part of the eternal cosmic harmony. It becomes a note in the symphony of creation. There is no need to see Metatron as some distant, unapproachable divine being. He can also be understood as the mirror of our own higher self. a constant reminder that divinity is not just somewhere up there above us, but also deep in here within us. In this way, the ancient myth transforms into a powerful meditation, and that meditation blossoms into a deeper understanding. When we look up at the stars and feel that quiet rhythmic pulse of the infinite, or when our intuition whispers that there is more to life than what we can touch, that, too, is Metatron speaking. Not in words, but in pure awareness. Day is the sacred space between thought and revelation, the stillness that gives birth to profound insight. And so, the story of Metatron is not really a story about angels at all. It is a story about consciousness itself, about the luminous bridge that connects the heavens with the human heart. He is the guardian of the presence because the presence is always all around us, deep within us, and flowing through us at every moment. In the end, perhaps the ancient mystics were not describing a being of fire and light, but an experience of awakening. A profound realization that everything, every life, every sound, every breath is written in light, and that the writer, the witness, and the word are, and always have been, one and the same. Metatron, the guardian of the presence, is a figure not meant to be worshipped, but to be remembered. For in remembering him, we remember that part of ourselves that belongs to the eternal. And maybe, just maybe, somewhere beyond the veil of stars, a quill of light is still moving across the endless sky, writing the grand story of existence, one soul at a time. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of mystery. If this exploration resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content that delves into the spiritual and the unknown. Until next time, be well.